Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 892. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Of FloWrestling Radio Live. Oh my gosh, we're climbing up there, boys. I'm your host, Christian Pyles, joined today on this fine Monday with so much to talk about. It's Mock Turtleneck Monday. We've always called it that. JD Rader, Mock Turtleneck.
You know, weather's back up in like the 70s, so
it's nice.
I gotta mock up.
Mock up. And we got Ben Askren. He's here, ready to talk some wrestling. Amazing weekend.
It's not 70 degrees in Wisconsin.
It's not?
It's not.
Not yet.
But
well, we got a while until that happens.
This weekend.
Oh yeah, Mako. Oh, this is in honor of he wears a mock turtleneck every time Peyton Mako gets a big win. It's just this fun tradition he has.
Peyton Mako getting over the hump against Dustin Plott. He's had a lead on him twice and hasn't been able to hold on to it.
Let's get into that match right now.
It was on the ropes. I was nervous a little bit for you, Ben. Were you nervous?
No, I was pissed at him. I'm gonna call Peyton. You might just watch this. I'm gonna call and yell at you also. There was multiple times. One time, very specifically, where he was there to a score. I mean, and this is Peyton Mako wrestling, and I know exactly how he works and moves, right? And he just hung on. And I was so annoyed because I'm like, you could have very easily worked your way into a score on that one. And then you're up 6-3. And even if he escapes and takes you down, then it's tied 6-6. Mm-hmm. But he was just hanging on for stalemates. And that was so frustrating because he got in on a couple more good attacks. And then he got in a couple scrambles where he was in a very, for him, advantageous position. And he just chose not to press the action.
Yeah, it was. And for Peyton, he's been able to get up on Plott in the past. It's been kind of shutting the door on the match. So he gets the takedown off the insane cartwheel to the go behind off of Plott's single leg. And then what an amazing duel. But before we get into that duel and all of the weekend's action, we've got a clip from this John Smith. You got to listen to the whole press conference, first of all. It's a great start. It's a great start to your Monday. But the part, and Tyler, I sent it to you in the chat, where he talks about the Plott Mako match. Let's just play that.
Okay.
Oh, we can't hear it yet.
I can't see it.
He's got a mustache he's growing. Maybe he's getting old.
All right, they're about to ask him about the Plott Mako match.
Anything else?
Coach, where did things go wrong for Plott?
Huh?
Where did things go wrong for Plott?
He didn't do nothing. What did he do? He didn't do nothing. We've seen him before. You know, he normally adjusts. But he didn't do anything. Did you see him do anything? I saw him a couple nice defenses to the legs, but other than that, he really didn't do anything. I don't even. He got to the leg one time. The guy did a somersault over the top, right? Fix?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that right? Did some sort of cartwheel over the top of him?
Cartwheel over.
Yeah. Who does that?
Who does that?
I don't know.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, looking back to the start of the season to now.
He literally didn't do anything. You know, he didn't move his feet, didn't jab fake. He got great motion. You know, I'm not going to say that the kid from Mako from Missouri is not a good wrestler. I mean, I think he's ranked 10th in the country, right? Was it 10? Yeah. You know, I mean, he did something. You know, he did enough to win. You know, we lost 4-3, and we didn't do anything. Nothing. Other than get some escapes after we got taken down and when we went down. But really, no or sense of confidence that I'm going to go hit my shot and take him down. So
that's good.
But
he couldn't let that one go, huh, Christian?
He's a conscientious kid. He'll take it serious.
I love the part where
What did he do?
I love the part where the reporter's ready to move on. John leaves these pauses in there, so it's like, all right, next question, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy's asking a completely different question, and he goes, he literally didn't do anything. You know that, right, guys? He's like, you guys realize Dustin Plott did not do anything, which, you know, he's being a coach there. Plott wrestled reasonably tough, but Mako gets it done. Great duel. There were a lot of really good duels. There's so much to get to. I didn't know.
Duels are so fun, man. We should have a dual national title.
They're so fun. They're so fun, and
It's so much fun.
I guess we'll start with that
Pitt, Iowa State. That was fun.
fire duel,
So
duel
good.
meet, and it's party time. The Nino haters. What a bad weekend for the Nino haters. I talked
Who are
about
the
it
Nino
Thursday.
haters? I feel like
James
everyone
Dean
likes
Rader.
Nino.
I'll tell you their names. James Dean Rader.
I'm not a Nino hater.
Documented. It's on the record a week ago. Nino hater. John Kozak on paternity duty hating Nino Bonaccorsi. It's reprehensible what you did with him in the rankings, but he gets the last laugh.
He'll be
number
number one.
one now. You can't deny him anymore because Rocky Elam goes down to Luke Serber. Nino takes out Younger Bastida in an amazing match.
Younger blew it.
Not really blew it, but he got taken down. He
And
played.
give the backs,
The backers.
which is what cost him the match. It would have gone in overtime,
Yeah.
4-4. Before that,
This is gonna be a bounce around kind of
This
show.
is one where
already feel.
I can't believe Nino was so aggressive, and he probably got to his leg 5 or 6 times. That's one where it's like I feel like Younger should have got called for stalling. Like we just need to call regular stalling. Nino was on him like a fly on poop. He just kept attacking.
Yeah. Classic fly on poop. And I would say, and the crazy thing was, Nino got hit for stalling. He gave up an actual stall point for backing out of bounds. And all the while, he did live on Younger's legs
He was
throughout
all
that
over
match.
him.
And it was interesting because watching the match, and everyone knows Younger, and Dresser talks about, like, he'll be on his foot bouncing for 10 minutes at a go.
Yeah.
against
best wrestler in Division I right now on one foot.
And so when Nino kept getting in and never really he would get standing and never any closer, you're like, I even said it watching it with Caleb. I was like, I feel like he could get in 100 times and he'll never finish this shot on him. And then at the end, he's able to get it up on his shoulder and gets the finish, and then splits them for 2-2 and wins the match when it should have been the match tying takedown. So great match for Nino and a great duel. And then, man,
Nino did punch himself in the face afterwards, which I do respect.
so finally he's coming around. This guy has to commit self-harm for James Dean to like him.
No, I like Nino.
Yeah, we like Nino is a cool guy. But he's number one because Luke Serber.
Don't bring it up.
I mean, it is a wrestling show. We probably have to bring it up. That Luke Serber beat Rocky Elam.
That was
And-
another match so ugly. Luke Serber got that early takedown. He did get the reversal off after Elam's takedown, but Elam probably shot 7 times, and Serber actually did nothing in the last 2 periods. It did not get called. I don't think he even got warned.
To me, it looked like Mako still might not be 100% healthy because,
Elam?
Elam, excuse me.
Mako. Oh, Elam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elam. Sorry. Because just like in the scrambles, it was Serber. Like I've never seen anyone score that fast on a leg pass. Like
yeah,
that first
I
takedown.
think Serber was just good with that position. It's a position
good.
Rocky doesn't get to a lot. That's what I felt like.
That's how I felt. I thought I give credit to Serber on the pass. I thought it looked really good. And then the same thing with the reversal was huge because he got it so late in the period.
Yes.
That was really the difference in the match. And Rocky when it went into the third with that close, you're like, Rocky's going to get this takedown eventually. He was
When
really
so
close in the
a few
second.
times. The one position, well, he was close twice in the same position. The one position where he had the single and he hooks it with his leg, but he could not. I don't know how. I've never not been able to push the leg off my head, but the other leg was so tight right here, he couldn't get it off his head to get his head out. Because once his head's out, that's 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got stuck there, which I don't know how you get stuck there. I never got stuck there. And Rocky's super strong, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
I
know
don't even
either.
know what to say there.
It seemed like he was going to get it, but
Yeah, 'cause
Serber,
that's like 98% of the way to a takedown. Once you get that far,
yeah, and especially for him, right? You think he's
Yes.
going to get it, but Serber made it happen. He held him off late. It was a great match there, and maybe it's
depending on who you're
Elam-
cheering for.
What'd you say? Depending on who you cheer for.
Depending on who you're cheering for.
If you're cheering for dual drama, then you wanted that one because it came down to 133. Dayton Fix, he didn't need just a major. He had to win by 10. And sure enough, he ran down Connor Brown and
by 11
by 11.
with a writing time point.
Yeah.
That was savvy to know that.
It was savage. It was savvy. It was what a moment. Now, when he comes out, it's like Dayton is like lives for this kind of a moment. He loves wrestling for Oklahoma State. That crowd, which the crowd was amazing the entire time, and I think was definitely a factor.
They were into it. They were really into it. Yeah, the Allen Hart loss early was. I didn't get to watch the whole match. I was at a private lesson. I flipped it on, so I saw the end, and that was pretty disappointing. That he had problems against Moshe Schwartz on bottom also. So I don't know if it is the weight cut for him, because obviously we talked about how good he looked at Scuffle and how he killed a few really good dudes, and this is one after weigh-ins. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but he did not look great. It was
I mean, and I was so adamant about Hart versus Schwartz, and then Schwartz kind of really controlled him in that duel previously, and then Hart goes 0-2 this weekend, losing to Schwartz and Carter Young. Carter Young kind of quietly having a really nice second half of the season.
He's getting better.
He's getting better for sure. He's winning some tough matches. So he's going to be a factor, to what degree, I'm not sure, but he's coming along. Viktor Voinovich wrestled Mahler really tough. Mahler not super.
Everyone wrestles Mahler tough.
Yeah, but he's playing with fire, Ben.
He always does that. It's so frustrating.
Okay.
He always wins by 1 point. He's worse than Will Luan, maybe. Let me look it up.
Holy cow.
I'm going to look it up for you.
That's quite a declaration, Ben.
Quite it is. And maybe that might be a little extreme.
Wick Jacoby is going to be furious with your take.
Okay, he wins 2-0, loses 3-2 to Parco, wins 3-2, wins 3-1, wins in overtime, wins 3-2. Maybe not as bad as Will Luan, but a lot of close matches.
Those are pretty close.
Yeah.
John Smith, lot of high praise. He loves Keegan O'Toole. I remember it was either last year or the year before. He was like, that might be the best wrestler in the country. And then he was kind of going through his lineup. He's like, Sheets is coming along. He's like 65. Guy's a stud. He really respects Keegan a lot.
That's awesome.
He doesn't shower a lot of guys with compliments, especially the other team, but he certainly respects what Keegan does.
Carter Young. So Carter Young, last 5 matches, has beaten. There's one easy one in there, but he's beaten Titus, Happel, Swiderski, and Hart.
Those are good.
Good little stretch.
Good stretch because Titus is coming along. He just beat Swiderski.
Yes.
Swiderski on a little bit of a slide, still wrestling pretty. He lost. He got major.
4 in a row.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would not have predicted a 4-loss streak for Swiderski.
And if you took out the North County Open, he's lost 5 to 6.
Well, I don't.
North Country Open.
I leave in both North County and North Country. Any opens. Because if they can pad a Hodge campaign, then they can count for young Casey Swiderski.
So, the Big 12, 141, I just told you it was going to be a disaster. So you got Alirez. He's the clear number 1. There's no questions, no doubt, no nothing. But after that, it's a disaster because you got Hart, Schwartz, Happel, Carlson, who's not been having a great year, Carter Young. I mean, this is going to be mix them up, throw them up. Yeah, Dylan Drogemuller in there also. Can be wild.
I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't want to be the 4 or 5 seed. Be the 2 or 3.
Or 6, 7. Even 6 might be better.
Yep. Yeah. Shoot for that 6.
Yeah.
So it was a great duel. No Mastro. I don't know if we're gonna see him again for Oklahoma State.
I heard yesterday he is off the team.
Everyone's saying that. Yep.
Okay, so you heard that also.
Yeah, but when we asked, that's not what they told us. But I don't think they tell us anyway. So
maybe maybe his zoo became full time.
Honestly,
needed full time employment.
You got to strike while the iron's hot.
That's a tough thing to just up and move.
What do you mean?
A zoo?
The zoo? Yeah, you can't relocate. Yeah, you'll eat through all your profits relocating just the pandas alone. Yeah, I mean, I gotta imagine winter in Stillwater is not peak time for zoo visits, but it might be. It could be the busy season.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with Mastro. Whitcraft, Mastro.
Has Whitcraft been down there before? Because wasn't he was a starter at 33 during Dayton's Olympic redshirt year, correct?
Right. Because they had I forget who they were wrestling at 25.
Oh, Matt,
pitch for a bit. Maybe 1 year pitch. I can't remember now.
Over 221. Yeah, 220.
2021, he started out at 25.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And last year wrestled at or 2 years ago wrestled at 125.
So don't look now, but Oklahoma State looking pretty good. I mean, I know that's it's a dual
But
win,
that-
but their guys are looking better. They had some
looking better, but when you as a dual team, Christian, this is where duels versus tournament. Who's going to place high for them besides Dayton?
Well, we don't know. I mean, they've got a lot of bullets. I mean, I think Plot could for sure. High,
Potentially
not high, but he could be top 4.
4, 5. Yeah,
Mhm. That wouldn't surprise me. Then we'll see with what can a Young sneak on the podium with as weird as 41 is. It's possible.
Yeah.
Serber maybe coming along. He just beat number 1. No one else is beating Rocky Elam this year.
Well, then I looked through his wrestle stat, and it was kind of disappointing, which made me disappointed that Rocky lost that match.
Yeah,
he lost to. I'll read quick, but yeah, his wrestle stat. Well, I was thinking, oh, maybe his wrestle stat's really good, and he lost to Younger, Tanner Harvey, Jackson Smith, Mikhail Foy. Which Mikhail Foy had a big win Friday night, and Michael Beard.
Those I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to say
They're not bad, but Foy's not super high.
There's no bad losses there.
Tanner Harvey.
All those guys. I think Tanner Harvey's pretty freaking tough. Didn't he made the Vegas finals? I'm pretty sure.
Guys.
Tanner Harvey's solid.
I mean, he's not bad, but he's also not like ranked number 5.
I thought you were going to give me some unranked losses, and
I mean Tanner Harvey's not great.
He's 18th right now.
He's 18-5. Okay. He beat Luke Stout. He beat Serber.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just saying.
I see you trying to sugarcoat everything. It's okay. I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy. I know some of these Oklahoma State fans are going to complain. Listen, I was hard on Missouri too. I just told you, freaking Brock Mahler wins every match 3-2. It's annoying.
Yeah. Big win for G over JQ's. I didn't think he's gonna be able to ride. I was kind of like, man, do you really ride him here? And he committed to it, and sure enough, rode him out for the win. Back on Tanner Harvey, obviously. He beat Andy Smith and Cordell Norfleet at Vegas, so that's not bad.
Cordell Norfleet, we haven't seen that dude in months.
That's the last time. He sent Cordell Norfleet into retirement, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know where Cordell is. Yeah, he has not wrestled since Vegas.
Hey, how about Foy over Warner though?
What?
Did you see that? Did you see that thread comment? I thought as a non-Iowa fan, and listen, I try to be relatively neutral, even though everyone will say I hate Iowa. Whatever, I try to be neutral when I'm watching my wrestling.
You fail at that, just for the record. But continue.
That might be your opinion, but Warner is one of the most infuriating people to watch. All he does is push people out of bounds and scroll on people. That's his only moves. But when I read someone put like it was actually Wrestle defending Jacob Warner, people were so mean to him in the comments about how he does nothing. And I'm like, oh, I thought I was the only one who felt like that. But no, everyone feels like that. So now I feel better.
It was a weird conclusion. I mean, he's in on the single so deep to where you're like, oh, he's going to score this. And instead of trying to finish, he sort of reached for the far ankle. And I think if he just stayed sort of dug on that single, there's no spin. You can't spin if you're kind of above the knee there, not in the amount of time he would have needed. But I think he just kind of lost. You gotta say he lost his composure just in those closing moments. Maybe thought there was less time than there was. There was enough time for him to spin around, and Foy gets a huge win for him. And a win that, if you remember the last time they wrestled, I believe his last time is when in the duel in Carver, Warner really controlled it even more. He may have been up like 5-1 or something, and take down Foy. Foy cuts him and is in on a match-tying takedown, and it all like fell off really fast for Jacob. So he's obviously not wrestling great right now, and that's been kind of sort of a theme for a little bit here. Struggled. He's lost 3 of his last 5. He lost to Bronigal, beat Allred narrowly, beat Flipovich, and then lost to Dean, and then lost to Foy 2-1. So, still time for him to get it together. Turn around. It doesn't seem there's like a visible injury there. That doesn't mean there's not one, but
I think it's unlikely.
I think So he's got a little bit got some work to do for sure. That was a surprising moment. Also surprised, no pin for Spencer Lee, no bonus for Spencer
No
Lee.
bonus.
Ruined his 6-1.
Ruined his campaign to be the only athlete ever.
Yeah,
Kale kind of did it.
Kale didn't bonus everyone. We looked. There was one he didn't.
His last year, he had a 100% bonus rate against Division I opponents. But in the Midlands Finals against Lee Fullhart, he did not bonus him. And then one other one, the All-Star match, which didn't technically count. Against Division I opponents there that season,
no,
he had 100%
I'm not
bonus.
playing technicalities. No technicalities. Either you bonus everyone or you didn't bonus everyone.
Okay, well, it's a little different when it's Lee Fullhart.
Nah, whoop him up. Let's go, Kale.
Yeah, you whoop up Lee Fullhart, Ben.
He beat me one time. He beat. You know what I did? I was
whoop him up.
This year.
Lee Fullhart beat me.
Well, I was only 19 or 20, but it was when they did the stupid leg grab clinch, and it was the Open that year was either 2 or 3 weeks after the NCAAs. I had some bad habit. I leg passed him in freestyle. I don't know what I was doing. It was so dumb.
Wow.
But I got him tired. I wore him out. I went 0-0. That he was block bigging me. I wrestled up, I wore him out, got him tired, went 0-0. He got the leg clinch. I kind of D'd it up and that leg pass. I'm like, oh God, I just gave him 2 points. I'm an idiot. So dumb.
That year, 2002, in Kale's actual 37 contested matches that count towards your NCAA record and probably Hodge. 37 matches, 23 pins, 11 techs, and 3 major decisions.
No, we used to count non-Division I matches. That's a brand new thing. That's like 3 years old.
Back in my day, we counted all the matches.
Damn straight, and you should. You step on the mat.
No, it's
that's
kind
a
of
match.
It's sort of a weird thing in college
It really
sports.
is.
Think about what other college sport can you face both a high schooler and someone who's been out of college for 10 years in your season? I don't know why. I'm just now kind of like realizing that's totally strange.
About other college athletics.
I mean,
what about like track and field? You probably do track and field.
So I wonder about like pin relays. Is that something where like professionals? I don't know. I know it's like a big thing.
I think it is. Or maybe like Drake. Isn't that a big one?
Yeah, Drake relays is huge.
I think you can.
All right, all our track and field fans in the comments, can you let us know if there's any other sport we can do this? I know in the NFL, there's no chance that you're gonna be playing against Micah Parsons in your college game. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Anywho, so yeah, Spencer. We touched on the Spencer match. He gets up 6-0, or actually 6-1 after one. McKee escaped late in the first, which was sort of surprising. One thing I'm wondering, and I don't think it's the worst thing maybe at this point in the season, but come NCAAs, why is Spencer not taking top on these people? Why are you getting one escape point when you can get untold near fall points, right? Who knows?
Yeah. I mean,
he's done it before. Like he took top again. I forgot. And then someone reminded me, he took top against Jack Mueller in the NCAA finals, which
that was when he was hurt, right?
He did hurt his in that match. He tore his ACL
in that match. Okay.
So that could have been why, but tactically it was also smart.
What about I mean, I don't have stats on this, so I'm kind of nervous to say it, but I feel like if you did a stat of Spencer's first time on top versus Spencer's subsequent times on top, that his first time on top, he's going to score way more points. And I feel like as matches go on, he becomes less likely to turn them a lot.
Maybe. But at minimum, you figure, I mean, I know McKee had escape, but
yes,
you would think he'd be, he's still pretty effective second time.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I mean, we have the data on overall points, but yeah, I'm not sure about on top.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through this match to see.
The Mueller final.
So I think Mueller takes top, actually.
Oh, misremembered, huh?
No. I didn't misremember. I'm pretty sure he takes top in the...
We had double top choices.
They both take top.
Double
top.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Yeah, because he wrote him out. Remember, Mueller had a cradle locked up in this match.
Oh,
now, what are they looking at? No, it's neutral. All right.
You did misremember.
Total misremembrance. Okay, so I have no idea. So maybe he's never taken top, but it would seem to make sense. If you're the greatest top wrestler, of a generation almost, go where you can score, because you can only get 1 to 2 points choosing bottom at most.
Well,
Spencer-
you could reverse someone to their back.
You could, but then you're on top.
Yes, that's what he wants. That's
Yeah, I know.
perfect for everybody.
There's never been, the dumb thing coaches say, 1 not 2. There's never been a more 1 not 2 situation than when you're on top of Spencer Lee.
Right.
That's
But
when
then you're
see.
also so desperate to stay on top, because if he gets up, he's probably going to take you down anyways.
Yeah.
Not in the second or third, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
why not?
And clearly there's a change in his wrestling in the second, third periods, but his ability to still not get taken down.
He hit a sick little pass. He didn't score off of it, but he spun on his head. It reminded me of what you sort of did to Moza Fay on a freaking boat.
Against McKee?
Mm-hmm. It was in like the second or
Was
third.
it the one that ended up on the edge on the Minnesota side?
Mhm.
That
Yes.
one?
He-
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he didn't really even try to score in the second. I don't think he took a shot in the second or third.
He got
McKee
he got
was
in deep at the end of the third. Like last 5
Wasn't that a
seconds.
free
Oh,
attack?
the last
Off
2
of
seconds.
McKee's shot.
I don't know. It was a single
No,
leg.
it was off his shot.
Yeah.
He did shot. He shot with like 2 seconds left.
Yeah. In 125 news, while we're on the topic, Glory had been wrestling up but heavy light at 33, back down to
Mhm.
25.
I was hoping there would be one good match for him to stay up at, Christian. He
What do you
didn't.
mean? Oh yeah,
Nino, because they wrestled
Yeah.
Cornell.
he's like, let me go ahead and cut
Hey,
this
but
extra
the-
1.8.
But after the Spencer regular decision, the Glory Fire is ignited there. That we were talking right and even off Pat Glory, I think, when he was going on his pen streak. But now the talks have resumed. Can Pat Glory do it?
Yeah, I mean,
and
he's the only one with a remote possibility.
yes, I mean McKee was really only one exchange, right? He dumped him, and that was
He got high crotch, and then I don't think it wasn't like his carry. I think it was just like a high crotch, and he doubled off, and then he just
okay.
and then he had to work for the turn. Like it wasn't like straight into it. He had to like methodically get his arm and tilt him over for 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glory looked good for 7 minutes against Unger. Unger's not a world beater at this point, but he's a ranked guy with some good wins.
Scrappy.
So it's a good test for Pat. So yeah, I mean, well, if you're Pat Glory, you're feeling like, hey, you got a shot here. Maybe not many people giving you a chance, but he's looking decent. After it's been a weird year though for him, up and down and up and down.
Yeah, so weird.
He is undefeated though. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trying to think. Anything else on the Iowa-Minnesota match of note? Let me pull up.
I mean,
Lucas
the
Mirren put some points up.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the balance late.
Mirren's kind of been scoring some points, Ben, against ranked people. I'm not saying he's the second coming, but I'm saying he's multiple
More than Brock
scores.
Mahler.
More than Brock Mahler. Brock Mahler versus Max Mirren. That could be a wild one. That could be a blood round match.
Yeah, very much could be. The Minnesota crowd was really, really into it because obviously McKee put up a good fight, and then who was the 33? I can't remember who they threw out there. He was winning.
Gleva, yeah.
Until the end of the match, and then Berglund kind of put up a good fight in Real Woods till like mid-second, and then Blockus was beating Murin for a while, but then Brayton Lee lost, and I think the crowd was like, we're done here.
Kobe planted him so hard.
Oh my gosh, he double undered him and dropped him. But that was it, right? He didn't score another
His
takedown.
4-0 was final.
Hey,
he scored-
I mean, Brayton Lee's not very good this year. I was actually at my mom's house last night. My brother, we all ate some dinner there, and they had the Iowa Penn State match taped, and we put it on. Levi Haynes, I don't know how he got off his back when it was a mat return. It wasn't a takedown, but when Seabrook planted him, if Seabrook just would have tightened that thing up a little bit, that was a force wiper.
Crazy. It was yeah.
He forgot the number 2 rule of youth wrestling. Squeeze.
Oh yeah. That's the number one. You got
Seriously, why did It was
Gotta
so
put the
loose
squeeze
when he
on.
put him down. I mean, once you had him up in the air, you could have, cinched that sucker in there a little bit and tightened him up. That was for Penn State fans. It had to be pretty scary.
Absolutely. Seabrook is really dangerous. He's
Yes.
fun to watch. I was surprised he didn't try to attack more after that opening takedown, getting it so easily against Brayton. But he got his hand raised. I thought Kennedy looked really good. He's really takedown. And then you look up and he won like 12-8 because I think he gave up a late takedown.
Yeah.
He looked good.
No
Nelson.
I feel like Minnesota sometimes rotates like a lot of guys in the lineup. Was it Kale Carlson?
No Sparks. No
Sparks.
Nagao.
Yeah, but they've been like they kind of have like a lot
Carlson
of
and Sparks
weights.
have been splitting time.
Then
where they're
Foy
like
and
kind of two.
Joel's been
That one's settled, but
yeah.
yeah.
Super settled
Foy
now.
was down at 84 initially this
it
year.
was between Foy and Salazar, and Jules was 197 last year, and then moved up to heavyweight, and Foy moved up to 197.
It's a lot of lineup moving and weight
So
changing.
much.
So yeah, that was, and then we already talked about 97 and no Cassiope at heavyweight.
Well, he was
No.
there. He just
was
didn't
there.
wrestle.
He was there. He did not wrestle. Correct.
Same with Gable.
Same with Gable. Both there. It would be so funny if Gable was just sitting there and then Cassiope comes out and Gable just like pulls off and he's not got a singlet on. That'd have been wild.
Oh,
I was
You
thinking,
wrestling?
what is
Okay,
the
I'm
eligibility?
wrestling.
What if they would have needed him at heavyweight? Could he have popped out there?
That would be crazy. He probably would have asked. He's like, let me get it one time.
Okay.
Oh my God! Hey, did you guys see the end? Can I send? If it's on Twitter, can I send it to Tyler? Did you guys see the end of this Braunagel Caffey match?
Crazy.
Oh my God!
Back
this
and
is
forth and
wild.
back and forth. Yeah. Caffey beats Braunagel.
Caffey gets a takedown and tied up, and then Braunagel gets the escape to go up with like 8 or 9 left, and Caffey got another takedown.
Yep. Like same single leg, I think.
Crazy.
Crazy finish.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay. Penn State, Ohio State. JD was there on the ground at the Cavelli Center.
it's true.
It started off great for Ohio State. I mean, Malik Heinzelman, takedown. I did not have a pin as an option in that match. I didn't think it would be possible.
He doesn't have a lot of pins.
He does not have a lot of pins, and, Steen, he thought it'd be a little tougher. And then, interestingly, Penn State used, what's his name? The other Marco Vespa, after Indiana, after this match. So I don't know if they're kind of trying to figure out this situation or if Steen got hurt in the pin. But it starts great for Ohio State. They're up 6-0. You're like, okay, that was – maybe they can make it interesting. And then Roman, man, did he look good against Mendez. I mean, he's looked good all year, but this was – I would say one of his best matches of the season, right? The quality of opponent that Jesse is, and he made it, I don't want to say easy, but he was not challenged, and he got in some really nice takedowns.
Yeah, and Mendez beat Cannon on Sunday.
In sudden victory.
Yep, so he's right in there.
So Roman and Dayton are still the class at 33. I think even with Vito in there, I think they're separated. Dayton had a great weekend. He freaking pinned Dylan Ragusin. Double legs, power half, took him over, pin.
And once again, knocked it out of the park.
Then he knocked it out of the park once more. That was pretty savage.
So funny.
Bartlett beats D'Amelio. Good effort there from Bo getting over the hump against D'Amelio. Nothing much to talk about there. I thought Van Ness actually wrestled Sasso pretty tough. There was some exciting.
Yeah.
He left himself in the match, but Sasso really good on top.
I mean, it's got to worry you if you're a Van Ness fan that he wasn't able to get bottom because there's a few really good top guys in there, and then with offensive liabilities and not being able to get bottom, that can spell trouble in NCAAs.
It can. And someone asked, they were like, "Hey, CP is really high on Van Ness at this stage in Van Ness and Haynes' career. Who do you think has the better one?" I think it's clearly Haynes at this point. It could be a little bit of recency, but he just has so much point scoring potential. And I thought Van Ness had that. Not that he won't ever. Not that Van Ness can't be a national champion someday. I'm not saying that, but Haynes just looks to have so many possibilities of scoring from neutral. He's really good on top. He gets off the bottom. He's got a great tank. He's got the scoring mentality for 7 minutes that a lot of guys don't have, but Levi has it. He buried Paddy Gallagher 14-2. And that was one where you're like, 10 more seconds, he probably gets the tech because Paddy was rolling over there at the end. And when you think about the development for Levi, a year ago, he needed a late takedown, down 1 against Paddy Gallagher to beat him. And a year later, it's 14-2, bordering on a tech fall. So he's just accelerating very, very quickly. And yeah, he looks like he could be I'm not saying he's winning a title this year, but he looks like he might be the guy carrying the flag for Penn State over the next couple of years after this crop of champions graduates. So he looked really good. And then our guy Carson Karchla, they hate him. The refs hate him. Except,
man,
I watched this, Ben. I watched it. Okay, you complain first.
Freaking Shane Sparks needs to go yell at someone on the Big Ten Network because they do these selected matches, and lots of times they don't put the best match on there.
You know what, Ben? If you didn't watch this match, that's on you.
I have practice on Friday nights.
You can watch. You can do what we did. We went back and watched it this morning. It's on. If you go on BTN Plus, you can go to the event library thing, and you could have watched it.
Damn, why did someone tell me that?
Consider yourself told. Your lack of initiative in finding wrestling matches is.
I searched it on YouTube.
Lack of initiative.
YouTube, it doesn't exist.
You sound like Caleb. If it's not on YouTube, it doesn't exist. My goodness. Find it.
All right, I'm sorry. Complain about how the refs are mean to Karchla.
I would, but I can't actually. I was going to, because when I saw it in the moment, you see these potentially dangerous calls and you don't think anything of them. And I didn't even log it when it happened. I watched the match live, and then they hit Hartzell for the pie face. The first hands to the face point I can recall since it ruined an entire season of college wrestling. I can't remember another. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm saying I don't remember. And of course, that basically decided the match, right? Facundo didn't get a takedown until the desperation throw attempt as time expired. And I thought it was dumb. And then I went back and rewatched it, ready to rage. And Hartzell was in the face a lot. And so Coach Ryan, we interviewed him afterwards, Bader did, and they did go like kind of green, potentially dangerous. But he addressed Hartzell, and Hartzell gave him a nod after the warning. So he acknowledged it in the moment, like, hey, yeah, I did that. And then he does it again, and
it wasn't super clear.
Well, if you rewatch it, you know that Hartzell knows he just got warned for it. You know that Hartzell knows he just hit him in the face, and he got warned for it. And he's like, and the ref's looking at him. He's like, get out of there, and he's like, nods. So it's very obvious. The people that need to know. Does Tom Ryan know? Maybe not. But and then if you watch Hartzell, you realize how much he does it. How much he's like in the area with the face, almost like a tick, almost not a tick, but it's just like.
Well, remember a few guys when they instituted that rule, like Zane was probably the worst. Zane was just constant, and the forehead post is great. I mean, it's such a good place to put your hand.
Yeah. But if you miss, it's big stakes. Zane had to be howling laughing when they invented that rule after he graduates. He's like, man, I've been doing this for 4 years. This is great.
Well, remember, but wasn't there the U.S. Open match when they did?
Yeah,
because for a while it was a thing in freestyle also.
Yeah, against Jordan. Or was it Jordan? Yeah, I think Jordan Oliver,
I believe.
Yeah, he kept doing it. But it's not like to be dirty or whatever. It's just like part of their process from neutral, gauging distance or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, I use a forehead post a lot, and I don't think I've ever. I don't say never, but it's pretty rare that I would poke someone in the eyes, because essentially, if you're putting your palm on their forehead like this, your fingers are quite a ways away from the eyes, right? I mean, you really got to move down.
The call isn't an eye poke. The call is hands to the face.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
put your hands in the face. It's not the fingers in the eyes.
Yeah, just don't do that. So Hartzell goes down to Facundo. I was ready to rage, and then I watched it again, and I can't rage. You can rage if you want to rage against the refs. They totally blew a stall call. They got scared to call stalling on Aaron Brooks at the end there. He back.
What about Facundo
straight
though?
out of
Here?
bounds.
He's Carchill's up six shots to nothing already.
Yeah, I mean, he was more offensive for sure.
Bigly.
But
Facundo finding ways to win by 1 to 2 points.
that's the thing, though. For a freshman, if you can win hard matches like that, he beat Amin.
Jason Sertzis did it.
Is he going to win NCAAs at 165? Keegan O'Toole on notice
Without a takedown.
without a takedown.
Mhm.
But yeah, Facundo, he's doing a good job. I think for our expectations coming into this year, he's surpassed them for sure. And he might be the 1 seed at Big Tens. I think it's very likely.
Because he didn't wrestle Hamidi, and he's got wins over Karchla and
Amin.
Amin.
He lost to
There's
Kennedy.
a loss to, yes, but Kennedy lost to Hamidi.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else?
No.
And Hamidi lost to
Amin.
So there's 3 guys with 1 loss.
It's kind of a mess.
Ranker's delight.
It's a ranker's delight. They delight in this. Okay.
So Aaron Brooks backing out of bounds.
He
That was
did.
my bad.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it wouldn't have
Okay.
changed the match, but you gotta call it. He backed straight. He Iranian dropped down to his knees at the end there. I couldn't believe they didn't call it. They get a little nervous sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they hit D'Amelio so fast for stalling. He literally escaped. Bo took a leg attack and they warned him within probably 5 seconds. But
were you guys shocked that Romero kept it so close? Because I remember I will say I scoffed at this. I scoffed at this, and I definitely picked Brooks, and you guys both picked Romero, and I said Brooks is gonna smash him, and it did not happen.
Yeah, you're wrong. You were referencing his win over what's his face, Drake Rhodes. You were all fired up by that. I was like, well,
What?
oh yeah. You thought that was gonna
No, it was because Brooks beat up Romero the other time they wrestled. He beat him by 8 points.
man, big week for Team CP.
I set this line at 2.5.
You won, Christian?
Oh yeah, I destroyed you.
Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? You got 8. How many JD get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I beat JD, but I'm still up in the season. Then I only lost you by 2, and I was already up by
Yeah.
I was up by 8. I got plenty of room here.
Yeah, I set that line at 2.5 originally.
Yeah.
And
You guys moved it up.
Romero still would have covered.
All right, I'm going to complain about something. And I'm not saying I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just going to say factually things that happened. And then deductions can be drawn from that. Nebraska Cornhuskers. We had two matches we were very excited about. Liam Cronin versus Matt Ramos and Peyton Robb versus Kendall Coleman. These are good matches. They were in our pick'em contest. That's how excited we were for them. This is the elite of the elite matches.
Yes.
Okay, and on Friday, Liam Cronin dominates Maximo Ramirez, and Peyton Robb dominates his opponent from Illinois. So all right, they're looking pretty good. And then the 2 matches you're looking the most forward to in this dual meet, Liam Cronin and Peyton Robb do not wrestle Matt Ramos and Kendall Coleman, depriving wrestling fans of the 2 most exciting matches of that bout. No deductions, no accusations. I'm just saying
That happened.
that happened. And they sat them they did not wrestle against their best opponents of the weekend. And that's all I'm going to say, because that's factually what happened. I don't know why. I just know I'm disappointed and I wanted to watch those matches.
Yeah. They wrestled a crap ton of backups.
Yeah.
It was, that was not good.
I wanted to see that match. Both those matches.
I agree.
And I could have widened,
Big time.
and is it because I could have widened my gap on this one? Yes, I could have. Because I was opposite of Ben.
You could have
both.
also not widened it.
Those are also true, but I choose to be positive, and I think it would have went my way.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't believe. You know what? I am. I'm no. People think I maybe had a hate on Spencer Lee, but I didn't realize you didn't pick Spencer Lee to pin McKee, and you got a point on that one.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't
listen,
surprised.
I am more of a Spencer Lee fan than you, and you are more of a Spencer Lee hater than me.
I'm just more accurate than you, is what that means.
Well,
It has
he's
nothing
pinned him like 4 times. Spencer, I was trusting you to go pin Pat McKee, and you only won by 6, so I lost that one too.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Big week for me. Could have been bigger. But
Hey,
scheduled
I
rest.
finally got to the point, the face, hands of the face point, Christian.
Yeah.
I have this paused. This is an atrocious call. All of his fingers are on Facundo's headgear. This is not a good
It is
call.
sort of to the side. It's kind of like this, if I may pie face JD.
Can I
I think what the
screenshot
referees-
it?
Yes.
Send it over.
I think what the referee saw was Facundo's head snaps back a little bit, so I think that's why he called it.
But it's clearly on the side.
Yeah, I mean, but the side of the face is still the face.
There's a triangle there.
They
No.
yeah. There's a triangle.
It's a headgear.
It's not about
Look
where
at
your
the
fingers
triangle.
are. It's about where your palm is.
And it's not the whole. It's not the whole hand. Doesn't have to be on the whole face. You don't have to have full face coverage.
Yeah, you should be able to fully smack someone with your palm. There's no issue here. Have
Yeah.
you seen slap fighting with Dana White?
It should be bad. You know what? I'm kind of back. Like, what the heck? What
This is bad. This is bad, Christian.
you're deciding? I mean, you're deciding a match on that.
Yes. This is
I
not
mean,
good. Well, I have a screenshot. How do I put this in the doc, damn it?
Just
Let me see.
just put it in the doc.
I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do here. I can handle this.
Hit Command Control Shift.
No, I already got it.
4.
I already got it. Boom. I just threw it in there. Tyler, take this picture, put it on the screen here.
Most technology
This is what he got called
Ben's ever
for.
done.
Wow. Ben can
This is
screenshot
so
now.
technically savvy of me.
You can drop it in a Google Doc.
He can't find a match, but he can.
I dropped it. I forgot to put it on there, Tyler. This is a bad call.
Oh boy, we're freezing and enhancing here.
Do we got it?
Yeah, that's a little to the. I mean, to be fair, you can't see his middle.
All the fingers
index-
are on the headgear.
You can't see all his fingers, Ben.
1, 2, 3, 4. I see them right there.
You see
It's right
3.
there. There's 3.
You
and
do
4
not
right
see-
there, right here.
You do not see 3. Listen,
It's right
we're
there. Yes, I do. It's right there. I see it.
We
And
need an
4 is right
alternative-
above 3.
It's off the
I don't see his
headgear.
thumb. So maybe he could have thumbed him in the eye, potentially.
The thumb.
That's
Depending
I
on
can't see
hand
the thumb.
size. Depending on hand size, he could be in his mustache.
It's not a
Yeah,
finger to the
there's-
eye call.
Yeah, you're obsessed with the eyes. It has nothing to do with the eyes. It's not fingers to the eye. It's hands to the face.
wow.
Here I am
Guys,
advocating
it's
for
on his
hands to
headgear.
the face.
There's a headgear
It's
right
stupid.
there.
Dwight
I
Schrute.
see the headgear.
This should not be a point. All
Not a
this-
point. It's
All that
not a
being
point.
said,
All that being said, what are we doing? It should be so bad. And meanwhile, you got I'm not going to name names again. We've already buried these guys. Oh whoa, we've got
Inception.
an inception situation here. All right, that's cool.
What happened? I missed that. I clicked over to the YouTube
The
chat.
TV was showing us, and it was showing us into infinity. And in this way, we live forever, Ben. But you got
Quantum leap.
you got guys head launching into people's faces with their. That's dangerous. That's where you
dangerous.
That's where you need to get involved. Hell, you can't do but so much damage here, right? You can do.
Do we
you
need a head
see
to the face call?
Yeah, yeah. Not really. Just call headbutts when headbutts happen, or just call freaking jujitsu submissions when they happen.
Wait, but
no.
okay, listen. Keith Gothard was complaining about that Wyoming. That's
The twister?
that is a freaking wrestling move, guys. That's I think originally a wrestling move.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's like, it's weird how he gets to it because it's not like a standard like crossbody ride guillotine, right?
Give some background info.
Oh yeah,
so
here
people
let's pull
know what
that.
we're talking about.
Let's give some
We
information.
can watch it because that was on Flow. This is Wyoming versus Northern Colorado. It's going into the last match. So Wyoming is up by 3, I believe.
Here it
Yeah,
comes.
Northern Colorado gets a pin. So it's funny because there is a move called the guillotine in jiu-jitsu also, but a guillotine in wrestling is a twister in jiu-jitsu with the same move, different name. And in jiu-jitsu, obviously, you're trying to submit them. And so you like pull more, I guess, as opposed to trying to put their shoulders flat. But in wrestling, this guy puts the shoulders flat. I don't know the dude's name, but he puts the shoulders flat.
Yeah, man, this is like it does seem really dangerous the way he guy hits it.
Well, okay, so hold on, can we pause it? Because so in wrestling, people get worried about the shoulder being pulled out, which is why you don't see this move much because they always stop it because the shoulder's getting yanked like this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what I'm saying?
I do.
So they don't let it go. But in jiu-jitsu, you're actually trying to allegedly, and I've never seen anyone actually hurt, but I have seen a few people tap. You tap because it hurts your spine apparently. But
Yes.
like I said, I've never had that happen to me, so I don't know how much it actually hurts.
Yeah, this is looks painful.
That's a pin.
Yeah, now watching it again, does he just hit a guillotine from a crossbody?
Yes, that's what it
okay.
is. But they almost always stop it because the shoulder there. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a wrestling move, guys. It's been a wrestling move forever.
Yeah. He ends up in a weird. How he ends up like chest down is a sort of interesting. But yeah,
Who do you? But I mean, so obviously in where this would be more common would be lighter weights, like you barely ever see as a heavyweights. So in a lighter weight, he would probably have his right leg, the top guy, his right leg would be interwoven, right? They would do like the longer leg, right, and loop around. But heavyweights can't do that, so he has a figure 4 on the leg as opposed to having the leg looped around. If that makes sense.
Keith, this is not some controversy. Who's teaching?
Yes.
I mean, probably his high
This is
school
not
coach.
Baylor Fernandez trying to break people's elbows.
They're hitting this. I remember a kid at Buffalo Gap used to hit this all the time. It's you just get a cross body. If you can get that
The
arm,
Buffalo Gap special.
yeah. Well, what they would do? Oh, it's so stupid. It's so funny now. But
I
like,
know they drape their head over so the guy grabs their head
Yes!
and they roll it through.
they would say, "All right, here's what they would do," and then our coach finally yelled at us like, "Stop saying that!" But basically, this dude would get a crossbody. He would hang his head, and we'd be like, "Watch your head! Watch your head!" And they grab the head, and then he'd suck him back
Yes.
and turn him. Listen. If it's good in the Shenandoah Valley, I dare say Northern Colorado can hit this. So,
Yes.
this is an old move, and yeah, it was painful, Keith. There's so much in wrestling that is painful, and this is probably a very painful move. But Keith wants an investigation. He wants the documents. He's like, pause the Twitter files. I need to find out what's going on in Northern Colorado.
Honestly, jiu-jitsu probably stole this from wrestling.
They did. Eddie Bravo
this
admits.
was probably, yeah.
Eddie Bravo said he learned it in wrestling.
Yeah.
Because Eddie Bravo, famously, they call it the twister.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Christian? I got a question.
No,
Why does Carter Starocki hate Donnell Washington so bad?
because he beat him.
That's it?
Yes.
Yes.
'Cause, like, there's some serious heat here.
Some serious heat. Donnell should have killed him. Just literally should have killed him. That's what he
He
said.
did score
Him or
he did
what?
score the first takedown.
Yeah.
If this match would have only been, whatever it was, a minute long, DJ
Yeah.
Washington's walking away 2-0.
Yeah. He did get that first take. I was like, oh my gosh. But then he is a first team, all first period wrestler. DJ
Yeah.
Washington.
We need to can we make that team? Because we would have a great time. there.
Musakayev?
First team, all first period. Spencer
Yeah.
Lee, best first period wrestler in the history of wrestling. I mean,
Ever.
literally, no one has scored more points ever on average in the first period than Spencer Lee.
Yes, it's insane.
It's insane.
DJ
Donnell's
Washington.
on there.
Donnell's on there.
But I feel
Musakayev's
like
on
there's
there.
someone else we were just talking about, not Musakayev. I feel like there's someone else besides Musakayev, but I'm blanking right now. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't
I'm
know.
just gonna go through the rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Musakayev is
Th- th-
the most elite first period. He's better than Spencer in the first period for sure.
I don't know.
Let's get
He
Spencer
is-
bulked up. Let's
but
go
he
bulk
is-
up on
He
Spencer. and
falls
have
off
them
a cliff
wrestle.
harder than Spencer.
It's insane.
Because Spencer still just doesn't give up points. He
Yeah.
just doesn't score. Musakayev starts giving him
He
up.
literally
it
quits.
rolls over.
He quits the sport in its entirety. He's like, I'm done
so
with this.
good.
I'm done with this.
Vito's done it a few times where he falls off. It's not like all the time, but it is sometimes.
This is almost always like cut related, seemingly.
I
Yeah.
don't think we've seen it this year. I think he's at 33.
Yeah, that helps.
But as I was saying, that was a tremendous tweet by Carter beforehand.
That was strong. That was it was like, wow.
Wait, what did he say?
Pull it in there. Tyler's got it.
Is that something about killing him or something like that?
Yeah, he does.
He did a Tupac quote.
God forgives, I don't. You should have killed me when you had the chance. Now I'm getting my lick back and some and then some. See you tomorrow, boy.
Wait, but so if he beat him, then he essentially. I mean, I don't know. In wrestling, there's not an actual kill move. So in wrestling, if you beat someone, that would be that like you kind of killed them, right?
Not.
Or what are we defining as a kill shot here?
I think literal actual homicides is what he's referring to.
Stop.
I don't know, man.
Because you're obviously not going to kill anyone in wrestling. So then, like, what is the definition of the kill shot here?
I'm not sure, but I think whatever he was intending happened yesterday because Strachey won, got the major decision. There's a little,
And then they had words.
little skirmish at the end.
Yeah. Well, and Strachey, listen, and I'm cool with it because it's. I don't think he went outside of the rule set of wrestling, but he was kind of being a dick the whole time. Also, like really shoving his face in the mat, extra taunting him, all that stuff. I'm cool with it, but it was happening.
Yeah, he definitely he was trying to get under his skin, and mission accomplished.
Yes.
But yeah, so Carter wins that match. No,
As a neutral party, just a fan, I was entertained.
yeah, I mean, it put that match on my radar. We weren't talking about this match going into the weekend, but I sure.
Hey, remember that one time the Stanford guy taunted AJ Ferrari?
That was awesome.
Nick
Nick
Stimmett,
Stimmett,
still
he's
the goat.
Yeah, absolutely. And he won.
He wasn't trying. You can't count it.
And then
my
then with the
God.
spin zone to say didn't count, wasn't trying.
That's when he became the guy.
That's when I was like, this is the funniest person in wrestling history. This is so great. What a beast.
Oh my God.
Okay.
He's still out there being the GOAT.
Yeah, he's still ranked number 1. Still about to win a chip.
The people's champ.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Man.
They can't take that title away from him. All right, I don't even know how we got on this topic.
The next
Because that was a great match.
Well, Stimmett, but we somehow got. I forget we had the Northern Colorado pin, but I don't remember where we were previously.
We were talking about all-time first team. That's what it was. And you
No.
you brought up because we were talking all-time first period team, and
Okay.
then Donnell came up or something.
Hey, we didn't mention how Mickey Philippi only beat Zach Redding by half a second of riding time.
Yeah,
Did you see this? Yes.
he was.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
it was so
He
close.
won 5-4. Redding's escape came in the third period, and I don't think they could see the official clock, which is why it wasn't overturned. Iowa State challenged, but they called the escape, and the official riding time, or at least on the ESPN scoreboard, was 1 minute and 0.6 seconds.
Yeah, he turns and cut. I mean, he almost gets away in time.
And Mickey knew too because he was like holding on top for like dear life until he could just let go.
Tough weekend for Redding. He wrestles Philippi tough, but he lost to Rhodes of West Virginia. That's an upset for sure. Shout out to the Fighting
Iowa State
Brackies.
went 0-4 at 33-41.
Huh?
Iowa State went 0-4 the weekend
Yikes.
at
That's another one. Where's
41.
Ohio State has a lot of guys they rotate in the lineup. Where's Adesayev? Is he done also? Because I know 30.
They're just they haven't decided yet. So right now they're just using both guys.
I think he'd go
Who's
Redding, but I
25?
don't know.
That guy's
Basically
out, right?
exactly
Same
the
guy.
same. Yeah.
And what's up with
what's his
25 for them?
You know, I
Caban
thought
Ban?
Caban was coming back. Dresser originally said he would be back in a couple weeks, but that was like over Christmas. So I was thinking late January he would be back, but he must not be healed up yet.
Yeah.
So they're rolling with Perryman or Foosley there recently.
What do you think about Pitzer's chances at March at NCAAs? I think he is really freaking good. I think he should have
He's
won
good.
this match.
Skylar winning it for
Not
the
should have,
Cyclones.
not should have won the match, but it was there to be
Kinda
won.
blew it.
And Skylar got the
Could have
takedown
won the
late.
match. Was Skylar not nearly this good last year? Because I don't remember Skylar being all that great.
I think he's
and-
I think he's really improved. I think he's gotten a lot better. But Pitzer is so good on top. I mean, he is small. Like,
Yes.
is he 230 pounds? I
What do
don't
you think
know.
he's like? I was gonna say 220.
Yeah. He looks under 230. He rode Skylar so tough after the opening takedown that Skylar took neutral, I think, in the
Mhm.
third period. So
And then you're thinking, wow, there's no way. And it's like Cyclones are going to lose this duel.
Mm-hmm.
Nino did it for him in Pittsburgh. sealed the deal. But
Pitt's been impressive the last month or so. They're
well,
coming along.
I think they can still redshirt him.
They wrestled him again,
Yes.
I think.
No, I don't think he's got 5 though.
because he hadn't wrestled since Midlands until
Yeah.
this weekend.
Let's go to the tape. I'm pulling him in here. So he wrestled Lehigh, Midlands,
That's
VT.
5.
Yeah, he's at 5 right now.
And it's like if you beat Skylar, it's like you gotta pull it.
I think you still do. You got Nino is back. He's gonna be ranked number 1. Cole Matthews was ranked number 1 this season. I think you go. It's not like what changes in heavyweight next year, right?
Well, we got a few guys that graduate, right? For sure. Paris graduates.
That's it.
Cassiope's got another year.
Kirk Fleet's coming back.
Schultz coming back.
Skylar's
right?
done.
Schultz
Hilger's
is back.
done.
None of the.
What about Davison?
This could be it for Lucas Davison.
He had a he
Yeah.
pinned
I don't know
Orndorff.
about Lucas.
So red shirt. I know
What
he's
about
got another year.
Because I feel like the Air Force has more strict. Like you can't just stay in the Air Force for 6 years. You got to go serve your country and stuff.
Many people serve in the Air Force for decades, Ben.
Yeah, I
No,
think
he's actually in his real 3rd year because he did Air Force prep his 1st year.
Yeah, he was just preparing. So he's preparing. So yeah, he'll be back. I mean, a lot of them are going to be back. Basically, the best guys will be back by and large.
Dude, did you see that? Okay, AJ Neville's wasn't it the one that beat Colton Schultz?
Yeah,
Wyatt Tech followed him.
he does that. He's a point scoring son of a
beast
gun.
mode.
16-1.
16-1. Put the heat on him.
That's heat. That's that Air Force heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, I didn't realize Wyatt lost to Tyrell Gordon.
Mhm.
Yeah?
I guess I did. That was a backside match on because I knew Tyrell beat Orndorff. And then Tyrell lost to Wolfgram of West Virginia.
This weekend, yeah.
The Fighting Brackies.
Wait.
They're doing good.
No,
Coming
White
along, Ben.
he beat Tyrell 7-2.
But he also lost to him.
Where?
Just look. Look at the L
No,
column.
he did. His only loss, right?
Oh, I'm looking
His
at
only
AJ
loss of the
Neville's.
year is his only year the loss of the year is to Paris.
I was on Neville's. My B. I was like, it's right here. No, it's not. All right, Ben is such a Bracky hater. He will not let me get this compliment out. He will not.
What happened? I didn't
This
say
guy-
nothing.
Oh, interrupting Ben. I'm trying to give a compliment.
Okay, I'm done.
West Virginia had a nice weekend. That's it.
They did.
You don't want to admit it. Haters
No.
don't want to admit that they were tied with Iowa State with two matches left. That's a direct quote from Kyle Bracky.
Swiderski, he needs to figure out bottom.
Yeah.
Because actually, he won the takedown battle again against Cole Matthews, right? 2-1? Or did Matthews get 2 takedowns?
He definitely had 2 take. No, I think
Yeah, but the second one was with like 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
those count, though.
They do count.
They do.
They count.
Just ask
Yep.
Jacob Borner.
Man. Allow a little time.
Oh,
Someone asked
Ouch.
here, speaking of the Ferraris, wait, did anyone talk about, I must be speaking of the Ferraris in the chat, because I don't think we've said that. Did anyone know if AJ's coming back, or is Angelo committed? Angelo is not committed, and we haven't heard anything about AJ, except
what's the middle one's name?
Anthony.
Anthony. What's he doing?
Lifting a lot of weights, based on his Instagram.
I don't know. Instagram. Did he wrestle any matches?
But he's not on a team. He's just,
Well, I mean, Jack Force is on a team, and he's out there getting matches and whatnot.
okay.
Are you talking? Well, Anthony's not in high school. anymore.
Anthony's like a collegiate. He's collegiate age.
Yeah, it would be his first year in college this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's not wrestling matches.
No, 0 matches.
No, got it.
Okay. Where to next? We talked about Iowa State Pitt, talked about Oklahoma State, Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota.
So many good duels. I love
A
it.
lot of good duels. Hey, I'll say this.
Hey,
You don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to bring it up. Bo Bartlett got a pin in 12 seconds, Ben.
oh my gosh, guys, this guy. Listen, the guy he pinned. took 6th place at Wisconsin State last year, and we had a freshman that lost him in overtime in the match to place. So, maybe not a big deal.
See, anytime he does something good, you got to put some little bit of color on it. You don't want to see him do well. You don't want to see him do well. Admit it. Admit it. You wish harm upon Bo every chance you get.
Listen, Christian, if I threw your ass out there, he'd pin you in 12 seconds too. That don't mean nothing.
I
You think
resent
you last
that.
longer than 12 seconds?
Yes,
think you last longer?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I'm very strong. I didn't think I could last 12 seconds. I know what's coming. Listen, he'll pin me. The biggest threat is a snap down chin and arm. That's what I'm a little worried about.
Okay.
Bo's got one of those.
Get ready to hide your chin.
Right here. Right here.
Red alert.
See,
He's there.
experience is a great teacher, Ben. You know?
Yes.
You've been on your back a lot. You kind of know you know little tactics to just, prolong the situation a little bit. I can last. And also I'm strong, right? I'm full on because I'm not making weight, Bo. You're going to have to come up to 152.
Bro, Jax Forrest, can he forego his next 3 years of high school?
We were just talking about this.
He majored Andre Gonzalez.
Jax Forrest would be ranked in NCAA wrestling.
Correct.
Like he has
For
a
sure.
legitimate ranking resume as a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
It's
Ridiculous.
bonkers. You almost feel like because I think he is a holdback at least like one year.
He was a double holdback.
Double holdback.
Well, he did that. Okay, listen, no one in Wisconsin does this. In PA and Ohio and
Here we
California,
go.
this is relatively. I'm just saying, listen, it's easy to see if they do their second year of
I love that
cadet
they act
wrestling.
like the technology doesn't
What?
exist to hold someone back a grade. It was.
I don't. Well, I think
I don't
it
know how
actually
you do
might
it.
be. I think I think it might be certain different states have different eligibility requirements of when they're a senior in high school. If they're a certain age, they can't compete.
Yeah.
So I don't think it exists in some places because they would be ineligible.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
it
feel
does
like
happen other places.
what is the age limit? Like I feel like you shouldn't be 20 and able to wrestle. But if you're 19, that's kind of normal.
It's not. I mean, okay. So here's how I look at it. In high school, if you're a younger 8th grader, that means you're a schoolboy, 14U as an 8th grader.
Mhm.
If you're older, then you're in your first year of cadet, right? You're 15U.
Yeah.
And if you're really, really old, then you're 16U as an 8th grader, right?
Mhm.
So that means as a freshman in high school, you'd be a junior, right? By USA Wrestling standards, you'd be a junior, which means you would turn 20 at 17 at some point between January 1 and December 31 of your freshman / sophomore year, which
Mhm.
means you would turn 20 at some point between January 1 and December 31 of your senior year / freshman year of college. But it's
Yes.
funny because like Chittum was this way. He did he did his senior cadet, but then he's like so good he wants to forego his last year of high school because he's like, let me go compete in college. So I think it's funny that some of these kids are getting so good, they're holding back, but then it's like, wait, I'm just so good, I should just kind of then skip and go to college.
I could see that. I could see Jax going to an RTC. I mean, at some point, what can you get out of? I mean, he is still losing high school matches, right? He lost to Luke Lillidahl.
But I feel like that's an exception because Luke Lillidahl is also like to the point where he
was world,
And how
world
long
level.
did Bishop McCourt receive their PA postseason ban?
3 years.
3?
3 years?
Yeah.
They can't compete in postseason?
Yeah. It was like the biggest suspension ever in PIWA history.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Because if it was 3 or 4, it's like, well, I don't even have the opportunity to win a Pennsylvania state title.
Yeah,
But
he's
if you have
good
the
enough to go
opportunity,
compete in college.
yeah,
Why don't these guys just go somewhere else?
because they can still do. They just said, screw PIAA state. We can go do Ironman and do our whole thing. They go to like the OTC like in the middle of the year now.
Bill Bassett, bring the whole crew down to Pflugerville High School. Start a dynasty. Start a dynasty in P-Town. It'll be great. Just
I'm pretty sure
an
it's
idea,
36
Bill.
months. I'm looking this up again. Because they re-sued, and I believe that the judge upheld the original decision.
The Bishop McCourt, yes, they still
Yes,
are not
correct.
allowed to compete.
Yeah, I think it's 36 months. So yeah, I mean, he might as well do like one more year of high school, and then go to college.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe like 2 or 3 more, but yeah.
We could do up to 3 more years of high school, but
2
he's
more.
good enough.
Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen with Jax, but he is on a tear. Him, Myers, Shapiro have been fantastic in these opens.
Yes.
I think both would probably be ranked in NCAA wrestling, which is a pretty crazy thing. Actually, I want
Was Myers Shapiro, was he at this one also, the same one?
No, he's 14-0 this year, though. He won Clarion, he won Binghamton.
No, he was. He's at the same one. Oh, he lost. No, he medical forfeited.
He won in medical. He only did one match.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't know.
He won. He beat Gavin Brown of Ohio State. Then he beat Colby Depron, and then he medical forfeited in the semis.
Yeah.
Tyler Kasich also wrestled in this, and he lost to Drew Roberts in the round of 16.
Yeah,
So many high school guys.
I love that WrestleStat puts the high schoolers in here. So yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Kasich is 12-1 this year. Only losses to Drew Roberts of Minnesota. He's beaten.
Well, he must. Oh, they did one of these stupid
No.
ones where the losers just go down to the. Sorry, the losers of the semis go to the third, fourth place match. So there's not a real wrestleback.
Yeah. Chats are bumping in both. Larry Steele, huge hater. Don't listen to CP. He once swore he could wrestle a match against DeSanto and wouldn't get injured. So CP lies. Listen, I didn't say I'd win. I'd say I could probably, unless DeSanto decided he wanted to hurt me in the match, I guess he could.
It's a man who couldn't make it through a kickball game.
That's different. Different skill set.
That's non-contact.
That's like, and honestly, that's like the only injury I've ever really had. I rolled my ankle one time, and then one time I broke my arm in 4th grade. I don't think that counts.
So what do you think? I think Bo Bartlett, if he wants to pin you lessons, he shoots in, comes straight up to some underhooks, and goes boom, hip toss, 11 seconds.
Yeah, there's options. There's options. Hey, listen, there's plenty of ways to do it. But you're forgetting.
I want to see it.
You're forgetting a key dynamic. My powers of evasion. I can evade. I'll eat a stall.
Powers of evasion, he says.
I'm not going to turn my back, but I'm going to go that way. I'm not going to go towards you, Bo. Or
Especially
DeSanto.
if the whole goal is to not get pinned.
Yeah, 10 seconds. I think I could do it. And honestly, I'm going to go in there with the mentality, I'm here to win this match. And then, get pinned in like 28 seconds. I'm realistic.
Seconds. There we go.
Yeah, Tim Spray. Thank you, Tim. I can stall for 13 seconds.
Tim's a Wisconsin guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I can do it. Thanks. Someone believes. Larry Steele, huge hater.
Hey, we haven't mentioned how Quincy Monday lost.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Julian
my gosh. Why
You're
did
right.
he bump up to 165?
Why did he bump up to
doing?
165?
Go back down, Quincy. You
I
got
don't
a
think it's
month
too late.
still.
If
It
I'm
can't be too late. He's got
if
a
I'm
month.
Chris Ayers, I'm
It's
saying
not too late.
I'm saying
It's
Quincy's
never too late.
Quincy sit down. And I'm saying Dubuque
Go
lock
back
that.
down.
I'm saying Dubuque lock that door. And not let him leave until you've convinced him to go 157. And then you get him to sign some sort of legally binding document prohibiting
Lock
him
him
from
in
going
the
back
sauna.
up.
That's what they used to do to people.
Don't
lock
do-
him in the
don't-
sauna until May 27.
We're not doing that. We're not locking him in that kind of room. But listen, man,
What?
we're not locking him in a sauna. But
That's what people used to do. I read a story about Rick Sanders. Got locked in a sauna. Lost 14 pounds.
okay, that's not. Listen, I think Quincy knows how to make the weight without resorting to drastic dehydration tactics. Listen to old school Ben.
That's
Can you imagine?
That's the best way to make weight. Drastic dehydration tactics.
Yeah.
Duh.
So I think this could be a. You know what? If I'm Princeton, I'm looking at this as a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
You know
good
what?
point for an intervention.
This is perfect. This is the data point we needed because the Hamity win probably got him thinking one way. Oh, I can win this weight. And
Yes.
but listen, there's levels beyond Dean Hamity. And there's levels beyond Julian Ramirez at this weight class. And there's really 3 monsters here. And I would say go back down. You got time. Yeah, it's been weird. You've been up, you've been down. But you already wrestled David Carr. And while the match was numerically close, you weren't close to scoring in that one. You can win 157. Look at the weight. Win a national title. This is a very pro Quincy Monday take because I don't think you're
And it's
not
a great story because Princeton's never had a national champion.
No, and you could be the first. And you could have two NCAA finalists at Princeton again. Like, I think you go down.
Yeah.
It's
Even
not
better
too,
story if he wins 165, though.
He's not going to win 165, JD. It's a better story if he.
I'm just saying.
Okay, Christian, let me ask you this. Percentage chance Quincy Monday wins 165. Percentage chance Quincy Monday wins 157.
I'd say like 157. If he said right now, I'm going down.
He's the favorite, right?
Yeah.
He's the number one.
If you chunk up the pie, he has the biggest chunk. I don't think it's at 50% of the pie, but 35, 40%.
Austin O'Connor, Peyton Raub looking pretty nice.
They're looking good. Well, I wanted to watch.
I think Quincy's the favorite for sure at the weight class.
Yeah, I think he's the favorite. I think, yeah. And also, yeah, I don't understand the move. I get it. No one wants to cut weight. Like, it's terrible and not fun.
No, but it's part of wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's obviously already made the weight class and wrestled a few matches at that weight class this year. So, yeah, I think you just freaking go do it because you can win a national title. And 165 is so good this year. Like, I don't even think there's a guarantee All-Americans at 165. Ramirez might not All-American.
Yeah, he didn't last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I do think Quincy places, but it's going to be really hard. He's going to have someone good early. And then if he loses, if he doesn't make the finals, he's going to have someone good on the backside. I don't think he's going to make the finals. So,
yeah,
he could wrestle well and be in the round of 12, or he could freaking win 157. I think, and I'm not trying to discredit Ramirez, but we know what Ramirez.
No, but I mean, Ramirez he got killed by Hamady.
And Peyton Hall pinned him too.
Yeah,
this year. Shout out Peyton Hall. So, yeah, Ramirez is good. He's also a guy who's had moments, right? He beat Shane Griffith.
Shane Griffith has been down this year also.
But that wasn't.
So I mean,
year. That was
honestly, when I look at this weight class and they're going to wrestle, Keegan and David Carr are kind of it appears to be a step above everyone at this weight class right now.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
They're going to be wrestling in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Also,
no, 9 days, right? Isn't it the 15th?
Yeah, maybe.
Y'all owe Princeton an apology because Bradley Glass won NCAAs in 1951.
I knew that, and I didn't say they hadn't had a champ. That was Ben.
Okay, Ben. Apologize.
Man, if it's before 1955, it doesn't count.
He won the unlimited.
I love that you just randomly say 55. Like 56 on legit. 55. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Whatever. First one in modern era. Let's say that.
Modern era. It's very significant.
It's a very long time. That's 72 years of wrestling.
It's quite a bit. So, yeah, I think, man, I can't believe I forgot that. Good call, JD. I knew there was something we'd forget.
Jason Bryant reminded that Princeton had a champ.
Jason Bryant, he knows it all. Yeah. So Ramirez had 3 losses, and none of which were all that close. He lost by 5 points to David Carr. He lost by 10 points to Hamady, and he got pinned by Peyton Hall. He's kind of like that, second tier of 165. Maybe even third tier. Because I think if we're doing islands right now, Keegan and David Carr are probably on island 1, and then you got
maybe move Shane up in there. I know Keegan's 2-0, but
no, Shane is not on island 1 right now. He also lost to Shane
right.
Caliendo.
Go look at his wrestle stat. Yeah, and Caliendo's good. He took Keegan down twice, but then Keegan just gassed him out so hard, and I think you beat him 15-7, maybe, or something to that effect.
But if you said Griffith beat David Carr, I'm not. Since we haven't seen that match yet.
Look at Griffith's wrestle stat this year. Every match it's a Will Luan type thing. Okay, win 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, 4-2 overtime against Connor Brady, 4-1 over Cale Carlson, 3-2 over Caliendo, lost to Caliendo, 4-2 over Negron. I mean, he just hasn't been great this year.
You refuse to bring up the tech fall over Caden Charbonneau.
Who?
Exactly. Hater. Yeah.
I was referencing
the thing is with Shane, it's like I'm like, yeah, okay, he lost, but come NCAAs, I feel like He's gonna turn up. He's one of those. I hate the term gamers though, and
Yeah.
he's gonna
But
be
he
a
did
tough.
lose to Caliendo, so he's
did.
definitely on tier 2 or tier. I mean, I don't know. What do you do with? So if we're doing tiers today, how do you? So I think you guys would agree. Tool and Carr are tier 1. How do you do tier 2?
I'm not kicking Griffith off the island.
I'm not either.
Off
Because-
island 1? Is
No.
he's putting him in tier 1?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can
unacceptable.
you can overreact, and I know you're trying to clear the way for your guy, but this is a guy who had to win.
But my guy already cleared the way. He's going to clear the way himself.
He was losing late in that match.
That was last year.
Less than a
Griffith
year
this
ago.
I just read the stats, guys.
How much different are the stats last year to this year for Griffith?
Well, he
Are
kept
they-
losing to Evan Wick last year. Let's see. Did he have close matches besides Evan Wick? Oh my gosh, he lost to Julian Ramirez last year. I forgot that.
I already
thought
said
was
that
year.
on this show.
I know. I thought it was this year. I'm an idiot.
Okay, so that happened.
He
He
did have a
lost to
one-over.
Anthony Valencia the year before that. It happens.
Anthony Valencia, he's a hard person to beat.
He lost 6. What? No, Anthony.
It's a Valencia.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he had 4 losses last year.
All right, I'm kicking him off my tier 1. Deal with it.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe if
Based on nothing
It's not like I'm even
than
putting
hatred.
Keegan on the island. Carr's on the island with him.
maybe if we had seen Carr whoop up on Shane before, then I would maybe bump him down. But I'm not ready to do it yet.
I know who I'm ready to whoop up on. I'm ready to
Bo
match him.
Bartlett. Bo Bartlett.
Set it up, Flo. Yeah. No, I'm not kicking him off. I'm not overreacting. Ben can overreact to a Caliendo loss. He did this last year and beat Evan Wick at NCAAs after losing to him. And then he was
man,
leading,
that was so sad.
beating Keegan O'Toole, I think in the third period. He had the lead.
Sure. Whatever you said.
What do you mean whatever I say?
Make your tiers then. I made my tiers. You make yours.
Listen, I'm not predicting Shane to win. I'm saying oh wow, he lost to Caliendo and he wins close. Big whoop. So did he last year. And in no way last year would you say, oh, him and Keegan, there's this crazy separation. No, says I.
All right,
Listen to me. Listen to what you're making me say. Shame on you. Shame on you, Ben.
Keegan looked pretty good against White Sheets yesterday.
He's so good, man.
He had like 6 takedowns or 7 takedowns. A lot of takedowns. I don't know how many it was.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's really, really good.
Just about 1 week now.
We are getting there, boys.
So yeah, when is it? It must be a during the week duel because I feel like it's the 15th. Is that a
14th.
Wednesday or something?
It's the 14th, right? Or no, the 15th.
That's Valentine's
Wow.
Day. What are you doing for your spouse, JD?
Well, I will be
He has
flying
no
to
spouse.
Colombia.
He is spouseless right now. He is.
Spouseless.
I will be flying to Colombia for this match.
Wow. Doghouse,
Wow,
brother.
dinner.
Oh.
It's a Wednesday. Oh, you know what? So Mizzou's doing it. They do that. It's the night before the high school state tournament. They always do that one. So usually a big one. Big rowdy high school crowd there.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I wish I was going, but I'm not. Okay. Do we want to get to a question or two? It is 9:39. What was more surprising? Spencer not bonusing McKee or Strachey getting taken down twice this weekend? They
That is
jinxed
a good one.
They jinxed Carter because they flashed before the goal. He had 59 takedowns this year, given up 0 going into the Ethan Smith match, and Smith takes him down, and then DJ takes him down.
To me, it's Strachey getting taken down twice.
Taken of took down. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
I mean, well, the
If you
Oracle
would have said Spencer not getting the pin, I would have said Spencer, but not getting bonus. I gotta go Strachey.
I'm gonna go Spencer.
I'm gonna go Spencer too. Spencer's more surprising.
Did you guys know? Wait, did you guys know Iowa State still has a land chance open?
Duh.
What? I thought the NCAA said like you can't do this.
You can do it. You just can't
They said you can't medically forfeit or like
do the teammate gimmick.
Yeah, and they stopped doing teammates being able to.
Yeah.
So how is
Don't count.
Dresser getting other teams to come then? Is he like doing like a match 'em up type thing or what?
Now it's just like hey, I think it's some lower level teams.
Yeah.
They come in and
But it's
your
got to
guy
be
needs to win.
D1, right?
It's got to be D1.
Gots to.
Okay.
Okay.
And so it's not as much of a gaming thing anymore, but it's still just called The Last Chance Open.
It's a good service, though. I mean, it's a.
Hilarious it is literally called The Last Chance Open. Too,
Yeah, it should
the
last
official
chance,
title.
bro. All right, I already answered CP Talk's question about Van Ness versus Haynes. Who's the lightest, Joe Gilpin, who's the lightest NCAA wrestler who could be ranked at heavyweight?
Pitzer?
Oh.
No. He's saying
No.
I mean, Aaron Brooks could be ranked at heavyweight.
Aaron Brooks would be ranked heavyweight.
I mean, is there a 74 that could be?
If they knew how to wrestle, if they wrestled the right style, then yes, they could do it.
Starachi.
I would assume.
Could Starachi be ranked at? Aaron Brooks for sure could. There's no doubt in my mind that he would win.
Oh yeah,
be able to beat multiple ranked guys.
Yeah, I mean, looking at who he's got to beat.
I'm saying 74. I think 65 is where I'm like, no way. I don't think Keegan or Carr can hang with these dudes.
yeah. Some of these heavyweights aren't that big. Like Garrett Jones, he's not very big.
That's the other dynamic. It's not you don't have to
Matchups matter here.
You don't have to beat 285. Oh, we got another good question in this vein, so I'm not really changing the topic. But someone on I think it was the Northwestern broadcast referenced like this new generation of heavies.
Oh,
I
saw this.
And it's like, okay, we've been talking about this new generation and no more. It's like, that's the norm now. There's how many 285-pound guys are there?
Handful.
That are actually 285. Not a lot.
I mean, even 275. I feel like is Colton's
all 285.
Colton Kuhn was. I feel like they're absolutely the exception. The big heavyweights. Now it's like exception. 250 or under.
AJ Neville's is pretty big.
AJ's a big boy.
Orndorff, yeah, but yet it's less than more.
Which is surprising as we've seen the average body weight of the U.S. male go up. You would think that there would be more large heavyweights.
And I don't know. I just think the level of skill also drives them out as well. It's like if you're not athletic, it's really tough. Okay. So that was a good question, and yeah, I'll say Starachi or some of the elite 74s could find a way to get ranked at heavyweight. There's only one way to know for sure. It's for Carter to weigh in at 174 and start entering opens. Except that's illegal, so it doesn't work. All right, ranking question. Why is Chase Eldate still ranked out of the top 10? Yes, he has losses to Gilcher and Derricott, but he also has some really good wins.
It's because the people he might make it in now. Because the guy right above him, Chumbley, just lost. JQ's, who's in the top 10, lost to G.
Crown G, while you're at it.
So
Eldate's 14th. I don't know. He beat Gallagher. Yeah, he's up there. Who wins Big 12? Asks Jeff Castle.
Mizzou, duh.
Cyclones, duh.
Cowboys, duh?
No, you stop it.
I don't know. It'll probably be close. It'll be.
I mean, those are the top three contenders, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'll be those three. My pick would be Missouri, but
Missouri,
I don't know.
Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State. So I texted CP. Kyvan Gadsden made a post, can't peak November through March. I don't know if it was a shot at Iowa State or like a compliment to Iowa State, like as if, he's giving them some time off. They're not doing well right now, but then they're going to ramp back up going into Big 12. I don't know what his relationship is with the Iowa State coaching staff, but obviously he probably cares about Iowa State. So I didn't know if it was like, oh, you got them up too early and now they're down, or if
he's giving them air cover.
Oh, they're giving them a break now,
right.
And then they're going to ramp it back up as the Big 12s and NCAAs hit.
Yeah. I I think it's a good relationship still with Kyvan, and so I don't think it's a shot.
So then he's probably saying that they're going to ramp it back up. I mean,
Can you be
peaked?
Can you be peaked from November to March? Some people were questioned if Kyvan was correct in this. He's like, yes, you can.
I mean, obviously, I think you can't be peaked. I think, when you compete, you want to compete try to compete at a relatively high level, but no, you can't have peak performance because to have, to get better at things, this is my opinion, right? To get better at things, you need to get new skills. If you're trying to put in new skills, then you're not going to be as good as your peak form, right? So the way I would look at it is, you get out in the NCAAs, you say, okay, what do I suck at, or what do I need to get better at? And then you try to add, 5 new skills. And so by the time you get the season, you're probably better at those skills. And then as the season moves on, you just refine and you refine and you refine until you get like, this is the ideal form I'm in, and you wrestle your best.
Yeah, I agree. There's a way to kind of hide that you're not peaked a little bit if you're good, like a team that's dominant. Like you cannot be peaking, but your skill level is so high that it looks like you're peaked. But yeah, you can't be optimized for 5 months. Doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yes.
We did the show. It's 9:46. We will be back on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Fun show all over the place. Really one of the better weekends. It's kind of a surprisingly awesome weekend of wrestling. Some really fun duels. Get those questions in. JD will have the results of the Pick'em contest. We'll talk about that. I mean, we already know I won for the week, but for the fans, I'm sure some people beat me for the overall title of Great Prognosticator. Thanks so much. A lot of great content coming out. Make sure you check it out.
Baby.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, JD. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.